Following a brief hiatus, Dexter Original Sin Episode 7, The Big Bad Body Problem, returns to drop a major villain twist that may divide audiences. But before we get into it, if you haven't done so already, please hit the subscribe button, drop a like and comment on the video, and if you're able, please sign up for channel memberships for exclusive content, which really helps us out. Anyway, back to Miami. So, after the confirmation that the ice truck killer Brian Moser was keeping tabs on Dexter in Original Sin Episode 6, Episode 7 reveals an even bigger plot twist. Captain Aaron Spencer, played by an otherwise charming Patrick Dempsey, is the series' main villain and Jimmy Powell's murderer. Dexter makes quick work of the Episode 6 cliffhanger, pulling out his handy-dandy Miami Metro credentials to justify his presence at the active crime scene of Tony Furrer. While Dexter's tactics in Episode 7 are a bit amateurish, such as dumping Levi Reed's body into a public dumpster in broad daylight, the series still remains compelling and mostly imaginative. Episode 7 also features a hefty chunk of Harry and Laura's backstory and the introduction of another key Dexter killer, the notorious Hector Estrada. Deb continues to bump heads with a high school rival and volleyball teammate but goes too far and gets kicked off the team. She also sticks up for her brother for the first time but loses her closest friend Sophia in the process. While luck has historically been on Dexter's side, it arrives a bit too easily in Episode 7. He sits back and does nothing as his new girlfriend Sophia switches moods from mad to sympathetic to enraged in a matter of minutes. He convinces Angel not to look into Tony Furrer's murder just through a simple manipulative redirection to find Jimmy Powell's killer instead. Later, Dexter even probes a room full of cops about how they would hide a body a day after covertly feeding Furrer's arm to an alligator. All this reads is quite suspicious and allows Dexter to play with fire a bit too recklessly, especially considering the recent close call with Mad Dog in Episode 4. While it's fun watching Dexter stumble through his origin story, Episode 7 feels like he's let off the hook too frequently. Dexter's conveniences also roll over into the episode's big Aaron Spencer reveal. Tanya applauds Dexter for noticing the obvious spot of blood on the outside of the box containing Nikki Spencer's severed finger. Dexter notices a hesitation cut that he interprets as an indication of familiarity between the kidnapper and Nikki, which is a clever reach. The breadcrumb following plot in Episode 7 moves along very swiftly. However, it does well to balance the various subplots, including Laura's first encounter with her eventual killer and Deb throwing away her future at Florida State. Aaron Spencer showed early signs that he could turn out to be the main villain in Original Sin Season 1. For starters, he was the only character connected to Judge Powell and had demonstrated his short fuse when it came to his relationship with his ex-wife Becca. Every new character in Original Sin is also expected to make an exit at some point, which made him a natural suspect before the premiere even aired, even though I think Tanya would have been better. The reveal that Spencer killed Jimmy Powell and then kidnapped and dismembered his teenage son is not as shocking as the series presents it to be. Spencer's line of questioning throughout Episode 7 is a bit too direct, asking, "That's it? There's nothing else?" after Tanya completes her blood analysis. It's quite clear at that point he's checking to see if he's been exposed. His multiple bulletin board meetings about Jimmy and Nikki also felt performative and a bit too on the nose, which prematurely spelled things out to us. Now that it's certain Aaron is the main kidnapper and murderer, his motive remains the biggest mystery about his character, along with what Dexter plans to do about him. News of a police captain turned murderer would leave a stain on Miami Metro for life. It will be interesting to see from this point forward whether Dexter will intervene and frame Aaron's potential death as a murder or even an accident to preserve the integrity of Miami Metro. Original Sin still has a lot to wrap up before its mid-February finale. Something has to be revealed about Gio, whose white knighting will likely lead to romantic destruction for Deb. The ice truck killer's cameo could end up only serving as an Easter egg, since it would be a massive retcon if he was on Dexter's radar in the prequel. Several character deaths including Harry, Laura and Bobby are expected as well, which could mean that Dexter may take care of Spencer in Episode 8, Business and Pleasure.